you played a song, and I'm sitting there going, wait a minute, I know this song. What is this song? And I had to pull out my computer, and I had to hold it up to the speaker. So what is this song? And I realized it was a remix of an old song by Jordan Sparks and Chris Brown called No Air, and the original was like a slow ballad type thing, but the remix was like, we're dancing, we're dancing.
It was a good jam.
We're dancing,
Yeah.
we're dancing round and round. There you go, wait a minute. Jenny Arrington's here from New Mexico Naturals.
Jenny. What's up, everybody?
Jenny, since you don't have any travel tales, let me ask you this. Take us on a trip. Do you dance? Do you dance?
Oh my gosh.
Do you dance?
Only when no one is watching.
Only- Well,
That's how you should dance.
That's how you should
Yeah.
dance.
Like no one's watching.
So all alone. I don't dance in public.
You don't dance in public. What do you like to dance to?
Everything, but definitely the preschool tunes because my babies genuinely they're full of joy and their hearts are big. So anytime there's music on, they're good to
Okay,
dance.
like Baby Shark doo 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 doo, Baby Shark doo 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 doo.
I work really hard at introducing them into other classics besides Baby Shark. I like them to have a well-rounded profile of music.
What can I say? All right, yes, some of the songs I taught my children when they were growing up, they were from Boy Scout songs, and they've never forgiven me for that. You know, they'd go to church and sing some of these songs in Sunday school, and the Sunday school teacher would be horrified.
Yes.
Where did you learn that? My daddy taught me that. Anyway, my oldest told me that. She's 41 now. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You got to give your kid your own sense of humor. It has, you have to give them some type of a blueprint.
Exactly. Agreed.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right. Well, welcome, Jenny Arrington. Christine, the videographer, is here in the studio also. She's one of our salespeople deluxe, but she is taking a video of this that she will post later to the Facebook. But Jenny Arrington is here from New Mexico Naturals. And Jenny, that's right at the corner, the southeast corner of 7th and Main downtown.
That's right.
And tell everybody that exact address.
So address is 613 North Main Street, inside of the Village at Main Street.
All right, sounds good. And what do we want to talk about today?
We are going to talk about migraines and immunity.
Migraines!
And some of the services that I offer to help pinpoint what the migraine triggers may be.
Migraines! We were just talking about migraines yesterday, talking about cartilage piercings in the ear.
Yes, that's called your daith. Daith.
Right there.
Yes, right there. That little pokey part of skin at the top that's inside of your earpiece.
Yeah, we were fascinated by that because that came up in conversation. Migraines are a fascinating topic.
They are.
Because they not just a plain headache. They come with all sorts of side effects, visual things, visual effects, audio effects, and the list goes on and on.
They're debilitating.
Yes, they are horrible, horrible things. So, but let's talk about this. Let's find out more. Describe, for instance, it occurred to me. Let's just talk about migraines and define them, because it occurs to me that once upon a time, maybe did I, long ago and far away, have migraines and just chalked it up as a really bad headache? Or would you use the old term, if you had a migraine, you'd know you had a migraine? So what's the story?
So I am a victim of migraines since I was 7 years old. So I can say with definitive proof that if you have about the 15 to 22 of these certain signs that I would ask you about, that you definitely have migraines. Now, what causes the migraine to manifest is something that needs to be hammered out a little bit more specifically so that you're able to determine what to avoid and what to supplement your body with in order to get the migraines under control. But that's absolutely possible. You can get these migraines under control. I've had migraines, I'm no longer suffering with migraines for about 5 years. However, from the time I was 7 till the time I was about 30, I would get migraines about 12 to 15 times a year. So I can definitely understand and relate to what people are going through. But if your headache is so bad that you cannot form a sentence, if you can only lay down in a dark room and do absolutely nothing besides hold your head, and you do not get relief until you vomit, you have migraines. that is not something that you have to live with for the rest of your life. We can figure out what's happening. And if it's not because of a traumatic brain injury, which is a component of what mine was, we have a huge level of success that is capable for getting these under control for you.
There you go. That's definite. Then I didn't have migraines. So there, just that simple. All right. So
But what a
migraines.
relief.
I know, for reals. Real quick sidebar comment. I did find the source of one bunch of headaches, and that was I used to get splitting headaches from working at a job in Phoenix. And then the boss put out a memo one January day. He said no more smoking in the building. And then about 2 weeks later, I mentioned to ex-wife number 3 after I came home. She wasn't my ex-wife then, but anyway, I mentioned to her when I came home. I said, hey, I don't have any more headaches from work. And all of a sudden, a light bulb went off over my head. Oh, they stopped smoking inside at work.
No more carbon monoxide.
You know, so anyway, I'm not slamming you people. Don't give me that stuff. More people smoked and voted for Bill Clinton. We all know about that. You know, that's cool. You go smoke your cigarettes, whatever.
Absolutely.
I'm just talking
Everybody
about,
has free will.
I'm just talking about smoking inside. So anyway, so that wasn't a migraine. All right, migraines. What are some common sources of migraines? You're dealing with migraines. You've researched migraines. What are some common sources of migraines?
So one major source of migraines is magnesium deficiency. Magnesium is a critical mineral that performs 300 separate operations in your body. And if you're deficient in this particular mineral, you're going to have headaches. They'll progress into migraines. But you'll also have things like anxiety, depression, diabetes. You'll have Charlie horses. There's a lot of things. You'll have problems with your pancreas, so eventually you'll end up developing diabetes. Your hormones are going to be thrown off on certain areas. So mineral deficiencies are definitely a component of your migraines, but also nutritional triggers. So if you eat foods that your body cannot utilize as fuel or structures of your cells, it can move into or manifest into a migraine and cause you to have additional problems like eczema, IBS,
irritable bowel syndrome.
Problems, with like burping on a regular basis, acid reflux, itchy ears, things like that. So that's one of the benefits of coming and speaking to somebody like me is I can kind of categorize where your roots are on certain things, and then I can offer you tests and services that will pinpoint down what it is specifically that what your challenge is, and then help you remove that trigger altogether.
Okay, so you're learning migraines are not a curse. Migraines have a cause.
Yes.
And Jenny Arrington from New Mexico Naturals will help pinpoint that cause for you. What else would you like to say about migraines and New Mexico Naturals?
Migraines are definitely treatable, and New Mexico Naturals offers a solutions-based approach to you that involves a blood test. And with this blood test, we are anywhere from 98 to 37% successful on certain areas of health and wellness. Pain management, we're at 98% success rate on that. So that would include migraines, but migraines as their own entity, we are over 67% successful at targeting the root and eliminating it and getting it to the point to where you no longer suffer with these migraines on a regular basis. Women in particular, whenever you are going through certain fluctuations of hormones and you are dealing with your migraines, we need to look at either side of the 14-day week that we're going to be discussing in detail about, because that's going to determine certain types of deficiencies for me as well. Men, I would be interested in whether or not you played aggressive sports in high school, because there's chances that you need to go see a chiropractor. So we can definitely get into detail about what it is that is triggering these, and then eliminate the foods, the toxins, the people, and the misarticulation that you're going through in order to get you fixed and back to homeostasis.
Okay, well, before we go, you just mentioned something very interesting.
Yes.
Eliminating the people.
Right.
That's interesting. That's an interesting statement.
It is. You have to set boundaries for yourself. If somebody is causing you harm, whether it's emotional or otherwise, eliminate them.
So what do you say? Because we were just talking about toxic workplace with the cigarette smoking. Then you mentioned people. So what do you say to the individual who's finding that the place where they work is the people are toxic?
This is not something I'm willing to tolerate.
Mm-hmm. So that means simply it could be something as simple as you're just going to be more expressive about your boundaries.
Yes. You
Okay.
can establish your boundaries and hold them.
Okay.
And if it pisses someone off, then...
Could you say that louder? That was a good one. If it what?
pisses someone off,
Yes.
then it's probably the right thing for you.
There you go. That's a closed circuit message for somebody I know. Anyway, all right. Thank you very much, Jenny Arrington of New Mexico Naturals.
Absolutely.
How do we reach you?
You can come by my office Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can call and schedule an appointment with me on Saturday or Mondays. You can call me at 742-8053. You can text me at 742-8053. Those are really the best ways to come and talk to me. Face-to-face is the best way. It really is.
Okay. Then she can vibe you.
I can vibe you.
There you go.
I love it.
All right. Jenny Arrington, New Mexico Naturals, right here. Morning show. Terry and Grant, 99.9.
KGQM 941, 47 degrees.
Wait a minute. Migraines since you were 7.
Yeah.
TBI.
Yeah.
What are you doing with a traumatic brain injury at 7 years old?
Oh my gosh. I was playing on a swing set that is much like the old Burger King type. Remember how we used to have these metal playgrounds out in the sun?
Yeah.
And you would just run down a 400-degree cookie sheet
Sure.
and burn your buttons.
Yeah.
Well, this huge swing set was made out of 4-inch oil pipe, and I was playing on the swing set and swung crooked, and when I did, I whacked my head on the pole and rang my bell, and I fractured my right temple right here, and it just moved into migraines. And then as I got older and went through maturity, my minerals started getting thrown off, my digestion wasn't right, my absorption for my nutrition wasn't good, and so it just progressed even further into other stuff. And having children made it worse because with each child I wasn't replenishing what it took in order for me to, carry the baby. And as I started researching what my options were going to be, they told me that I would be on tranquilizers and potentially be able to use Botox. But I got very aggravated with the concept of using Botox, because if I'm only injecting that shit in the right side of my head and the left side of my face starts to show age and progress with, natural movements, are they going to balance me out? Or, am I just going to have this unemotionally looking style face on my right side? And then they said that, they could hit nerves and cause me to have facial paralysis. The botulism could move throughout my body and cause me to have other stuff to happen. And I was like, no, there has to be a reason why these things are happening to me. Because it was like on a cycle. And I just started doing the research, and I learned about, minerals and nutrition, and I just got really aggressive with taking care of myself, because I got tired of having to just shut my door and not exist because my head hurt,
Yeah. Mine was from food allergies.
Yes.
And environmental allergies.
Yep.
The food allergies was what hit me the worst. I constantly felt like I had sinus infections.
Yes, ma'am.
It's terrible, it's just one of, you don't deserve to live like that.
Yeah.
Nobody does.
Yeah.
And if you can find out what it is, you're obligated to share that information with other people. It's not, your experience isn't identical to what their results are going to be, but your experience gives them a roadmap to kind of figure out where they're having to go. And if you can interpret that easily for people, you need to help them.
And having the tests done.
The tests
is so important.
It is. It's critical.
Yes, because that's what showed me what I had already assumed was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Because I noticed after I ate is when it was within 2 hours.
Yep.
Then I'd get the headache and I'd feel nauseous and I'd feel so sick and I'd feel like I was going to die, and I did not know why food would make me feel that way. Like I started figuring out every time after lunch, 2 hours later, I was feeling
crap.
so sick and headache and it was terrible.
It's ridiculous. It's just unfair.
So what's the root of that?
Food allergies.
And sensitivities and intolerances.
I
What
was
food?
I was eating everything I was allergic to. I was eating chicken, I was having chicken salads. I'm allergic to lettuce. I'm allergic